Yo, what up, y'all? Saying,
What's
you know
up?
what it is.
What's going on,
It's
world?
the Table of Bethesda, the KF&JF podcast. It's your boy Zane.
I'm Sharon.
And I'm Brandon with a B, not a C. So y'all don't be calling Brandon, because y'all been confusing my name in these comments from this last podcast.
Oh, we gonna jump right into it, huh?
We're gonna get right to it.
Saying, yeah, you
We're gonna hit you with the topic, but then we're gonna get to the business at hand. The topic is culture versus Christ.
culture versus Christ.
And,
All right. That's
Yeah,
that's
next time y'all mention me, the C better stand for Christian.
Jeez. I'm saying, if y'all don't know what B talking about,
about.
I'm saying, we've been getting a lot of flack for the last episode of season 1. I'm saying, but oh well.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, just like we are entitled to ours. And we enjoyed the comments. Keep them coming, and really don't make us no different. Your opinion of us.
I
Gonna
mean,
be your opinion.
it's the first time that I've ever been called a coon, but
Right.
It's all good.
He said,
I'm like, he must be from Alabama or something.
right.
He called us a. I was like, what? Where'd that come from? But hey, that's the southern hospitality right there.
Yeah, but I think at times people call people names because they don't know how to articulate certain words.
Absolutely.
So, I'm not saying that you slow or ignorant or anything, but sometimes anger causes you to forget your real words and say what you meant.
Yeah, and that's why, what I'm saying, we're gonna go with this topic, culture versus Christ, right? I'm saying, and I think, well, before I even get started,
We have the scripture
go ahead, drop that.
Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed into this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
And I think that how that scripture, to me, when I hear that resonates, right? I'm saying, because the people in the comments at one point in time, that was me. I'm saying, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the, young, even when I got a little bit older, I was still, immature, ignorant. I'm saying, I was like, oh, you're not for the culture, you're not
down for the
you're
cause.
not down for the, like, so I was always heavily critiquing somebody who spoke against what my culture was.
Yeah, what your normal reality was.
Yeah, and at that point, my reality was I was in these streets.
Right. And
you
you're gonna agree with people with the same like-mindedness of
that part. You know what I'm saying? But I think like B said on the last one, once I grew up and really started looking at things differently, I'm saying, I'll get into the Christ side of it, but just from a man standpoint, looking at it like, yo, I want the best for my family.
Right.
I'm saying, there's a reason why, I'm saying, when people make it in the music industry and the entertainment industry, and when they become doctors and lawyers and all this stuff, there's a reason why they move out the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get away from certain aspects of life that they don't want to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, and just kicking just a little story off. When I first got into the music industry, I was like, yo, saying like my first check, I was like, yo, I'm taking all the homies out. You know what I'm saying? I took everybody out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We went to go eat and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a good time or whatever. When I came back home, bro, somebody broke into my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And took my TV, took my stuff. I was like, wow. And why was it? Because I was running around here telling everybody, like, yeah, we just got our deal.
Right.
So now, after sitting here telling y'all, homies and, neighbors in the hood, you know what I'm saying, telling you what I got, y'all ran up in my house while I'm out.
Yeah.
That's how y'all feel? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you knock us and you talk about us to how, oh, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, y'all are this, y'all are that. But, homie, there's a reason why, you know what I'm saying, once you start getting a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, you start distinguishing yourself away from other people, you got to step away.
Yeah, and where you actually, it's becoming.
Yeah.
And it's more becoming what God called you to be versus
Period.
who you want to be. And that's the at times, I think that's at times as people, we forget that and we let social media dictate on who we are versus who you want to be or who you want to become. Unless you still want to be the same person that you've been however many years you've been living, and you let me know how that's working out for you versus to who you can become and who God called you to be. And it's not necessarily your purpose, but who God called you to be, and use your gifts and talents that he's given you and use those things to leave the world better off than you found it versus just existing.
For sure. B, you over there real quiet, bro.
Right.
Real, it's like you festering over there.
Right. He like the dude
you know
in Belly.
Because I know
the
how, like,
coming off that couch.
I'm like, yo, you good?
Right.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good. I just want to apologize to everybody.
Hold on.
Yeah, I want to apologize to everybody who, looked at that clip and felt like I was attacking them. I'm sorry you feel that way, and that's about it. Because I said what I said.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I said what I said, and if you got your feelings hurt, then that's good. Because sometimes you have to hurt people's feelings to pull them out of where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I love my kids, so I tell them when they did something wrong.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all took my words that I wrote as a love letter, and y'all took it as hate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I meant it in a good way. I don't think that we can move our community forward if we keep coddling each other.
Right.
We got too many soft people out here that don't want to hear the truth.
No, they tough. These people out here, they kill us.
Oh, really?
You got killers running around here, boy.
Oh, wow, they real killers, huh?
Right.
No, they look like internet gangsters.
Right. Facts.
That's what they look like.
Man,
But like I said what I said, but I said it with love.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think you did.
And I'm I don't mean no harm, but the fact of the matter is, there was a lot of people who, shout out to y'all. There was a lot of people in the comments who said they agreed and they understood. And here's another problem: a lot of y'all took a clip and didn't go and watch the full video.
Right.
True.
If you had to watch the full video, you would have saw that this was all triggered because we watched the video where we witnessed a 14-year-old boy get killed while playing basketball.
Right. And people was clapping for the foolishness.
Yeah, you can't even, you know what I'm saying, sign off on that like, that's okay.
Right. And that happened due to our culture.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes we put our culture over our Christianity.
Oh. And it's like, because at the end of the day, your culture ain't going to stand before God.
It's not.
I mean, it's not, but I'm saying there are people out here that are I'm gonna say it, pro-black.
Oh.
I'm saying, like, I'm it's all about being black. Like, I'm saying, we've had this happen to us and we've had that happen to us, and it's like, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But at what point in time do you be like, I'm gonna trust God?
Yeah,
you know
but you can't keep looking in your rearview mirror and expect your future to be different if you're always looking back, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But
that's the thing.
Part.
That's the thing to how, you know what I'm saying, people don't want to really dive into. They gonna crucify us for this one.
Oh. but what I'm learning now is like, look what they did to Christ, so we ain't got a chance.
I'm like, it's all good.
I'm understanding that. So regardless of what I say or do, you're going to put me on the chopping block. And I get it because they put Christ on the cross, and he didn't do nothing. So if you crucify me, by all means, thank you. I appreciate it.
And I think that how, when I don't want people to get it twisted either. When you talk about the culture, right? Mm-hmm. There's certain parts of culture, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what race you are, you know what I'm saying, there's certain parts of the culture that we have to adhere to. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that have happened in our past that are great things. You know what I'm saying? People have fought for us to have certain rights, certain civil rights
to be sitting here doing what we do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to give respect to that aspect of it. But when you can sit up here and be that individual that feels that, you know what, like I'm a say what I say, and then this is just what it is, and you're saying I'm this person and I'm that, and y'all are wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, calm down.
Right.
Because
your actions, everything you
down.
do is going to be a consequence for stuff that you do, whether it's today or tomorrow. You know, so either here for Bear, you're going to answer to somebody about something. And everybody's not going to like everything that you do.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
So I guess it's true that ugly people hate mirrors.
No, yeah.
That's
bro.
a good one.
So the ugliness in our community hated that we held up a mirror.
Right.
And we showed them something that we don't like to talk about.
Yeah.
We said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, because like I said, you clap for the foolery.
We do.
And you won't correct the correction, because like I said, you correcting a fool, you'll become.
Somebody said these are the type of Negroes we need to get off this earth talking about us.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like
I'm leaving when he called me to the crib. I bet you I don't tell him wait.
but the fact of the matter is like Zane was saying earlier, like you can't put being black over what's right.
Right.
That part.
You know, like being black doesn't give, like we got to be careful that we don't slide into becoming black supremacists.
Right.
We got to, you know, because in Christ we're all one.
Mm-hmm.
It says you're not male, you're not female, you're not Jew, no Gentile, but you are all one in Christ.
Yeah, you're all children of God.
Right. And like they came to Jesus, they said, oh, your mother's coming. He said, who's my mother?
Mm-hmm.
Who is my father? Only those who do the will of the Father.
Right.
The fact of the matter is when we get to heaven, my brother is going to be this white guy, this Asian guy, this black guy, this
Right.
blue guy. That's who's going to be up there.
Right.
And whoever is standing on good morals in the Bible, those are my brothers. Those are the people I stand up with. But we're not going to all get to where we need to get if we're so hurt when somebody puts a mirror up to the wrongs in the
Right.
community. It's
Keep
not.
living.
It's not okay for us to do certain things. It's not okay for us to have a child dead because he went to go play basketball.
Right.
That part.
And then regardless of what that young boy did, it wasn't to the point where you had to kill him dead.
Listen, I'm of the assumption right now, based off of the video, just like people based us off of the clip.
Mm-hmm.
Off of that clip, that video that I saw, that boy did nothing. There's never a point in that video where that boy raised his hands and did anything to anyone else.
Nah,
He kept
didn't.
taking those punches, and y'all shot him dead.
And I went back and rewatched the clip, and it's like the dude who shot him, he wasn't even swinging on him.
Yeah. He just came out the crowd.
He just came out the crowd out of nowhere. Like it was two guys that was beating him up mainly, and then the other dude just came out of nowhere and was like, "Oh yeah, let me shoot you." Like
Since you're
like
taking these
what?
punches too swell.
Yeah, like bro, like you just creeped your way out of. I really went back and looked. Like, was he initially there? Was he up front in you know what I'm saying? Like, or was he just kind of like in the crowd in the back? Like, or was you trying to make a name for yourself? And that's the problem that
That's our corrupt culture.
That I got.
But that's I wouldn't say it's the culture, but that's the world that we live in. People are so captivated.
I agree with that. I think that agree and disagree. I think that how, you know what I'm saying, like you can't sit up here and base the actions of certain individuals, you know what I'm saying, and say that how that's the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not fair to say that.
It's not fair to put that on every, you know what I'm saying, whether if it was a black, Hispanic, white, Asian, whoever it was, saying you can't put the actions of one person on the entire race.
Yeah, because all black people don't steal, and everybody black don't eat watermelon.
Well, you know what?
Well, because, hey, man, I done seen jobs where it's Juneteenth and we serving watermelon. I'm like, so did y'all just call us the N-word on the low?
I'm
Like,
not
it
going to
was
lie. Watermelon is pretty good. Matter of fact, since it's time for a break, let's go get a slice.
Why not?
This guy.
Can I get some chicken with no, I'm
Right.
just joking.
And
Well, we are
some
ordering.
grape Kool-Aid.
We do have some chicken on the way, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Let's get it.
I make you move. Oh yeah. No one else can take you there. I make you move. Oh yeah. Heat is rising, don't you care? I make you move. Oh yeah. You walk in, the room ignites like a
Hello, looking for a simple way to add more wellness to your daily routine? Try Alive by My Life Wellness, A wellness coffee packed with 30 vitamins, minerals, and superfoods in every cup.
Ah, it's good. It smells really good. It smells is amazing already.
Fuel your day, support your health, and sip with purpose. Get your Alive Premium coffees today. Follow me, Larice, on Instagram at Rise with Reese. Join me in a cup today.
Hey, it's Brent with Poppin' Wine Tours. Come out and join us 7 days a week. We got the best wine tour in town. All your tastings are covered. 17, 18 tastings, all of them are free. You get a driver, you get a guide. It's the best time in town. So come on out and join us today.
Welcome back. Saying, yeah, we kind of left off, just telling you guys how we kind of like felt off of the last episode. But like the last episode, we're gonna jump into this clip real quick.
10 days after 18-year-old Nolan Wells was found dead on the shores of Mississippi's Horn Island, his family and their lawyers having their first face-to-face meeting with the local district attorney.
We did not get all the answers we want.
Nolan went on a 4th of July boat trip with friends. After some of them returned without him, his mom contacted police.
Police reported 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing passing at 3 on Horn Island.
And now NBC News has obtained new audio, part of a records request of a call made to a private towing company by some of Nolan's friends.
We're sinking. Can y'all please come?
A mom of one of those friends wrote last week that the group left without Nolan when their boat began malfunctioning and that Nolan decided to stay on the island.
Is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
As Nolan's family waits for answers, they've learned the case will be presented to a grand jury once the investigation is complete. The DA telling NBC News that's standard procedure for cases dealing with unknown causes of death and not an indication that a crime was committed.
We also agreed that we will have a mutual inspection of the cell phone with our experts and their experts.
Nolan's parents have said they believe content may have been deleted from his cell phone and are still demanding a thorough and fair investigation.
We know in America, in the South, certain people are investigated differently.
The Jackson County Sheriff telling me his investigators have interviewed several witnesses and are still piecing together details.
Do you feel like you're getting useful information that's been helpful to figuring out what happened?
Yes, sir. We're getting very useful information, and we appreciate the public coming forward.
Nolan's mother says planning for his funeral doesn't feel real.
He would not want us to be sitting around crying. So what we're going to do is kind of have a party to celebrate him.
Now, Nolan's mom says that funeral will happen on Monday morning at a church just up the road here. This is why the family continues to wait for 2 sets of autopsy results to come back.
All right, y'all. So, yeah, we just looked at that clip. How y'all fellas feeling about that?
That's one of those, as a tragic, to lose a kid no matter what race you are, period. Or anyone to lose a child is crazy. I couldn't even tell you how I feel, about that, because I know if one of mine come up missing, I'm like, everybody else got to go in the house. You better go in the house because I'm going to be outside. And God forbid anything like that happens to anyone, to lose a child. You know, I don't even know how I would be able to deal with that, stomach that. You know, me, I'm gonna be in my emo bag. I'm gonna be in my feelings about it. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna want a pound of flesh for a pound of flesh. That's just me as a parent. You know, if something happened to my child and I know somebody had their hand in it or they could have prevented it, and you're sitting around watching, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that when you gotta like worry about saying, is my child gonna
Safe.
be okay with, you know, saying the friends that how they hanging around with,
Right.
saying, and
you gotta have that conversation at times.
Yeah.
Everybody not your friend.
you know, and that's a hard conversation because, you know what I mean, like most kids want to learn on their own. They want to, you know what I'm saying, you know, think to how they got the answers, think to how they know what they're doing, and you know, just be mindful, you know, train your kids up, I'm saying, the way and how you see fit.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but train them up with the word.
Yeah,
You know,
like the Bible say, you
straight up.
train the child into the way he should go.
You know,
And not even worst case scenario, but when it comes to that hard time, he'll know what to go back to, what to resort to. You know?
Absolutely.
Because
I think that how I'm saying, you know, and this is the part of the culture that I talk about, you know, like, and I talked about it on the last episode, I'm saying, of season 1 as well. I'm saying, you know, growing up and glorifying a certain lifestyle. I'm saying glorifying, you know, things that I thought was cool, you know, like I know now, like it was nothing but my parents' prayers, grandparents' prayers that kept me out of certain situations. You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations where I done had a gun to my head, you know what I'm saying? You know, and somebody like, yo, I'm about to kill you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at them like, go ahead. Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So it's like I've been in those situations, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, when you are able to walk away from them, and you know, not shout out, but you know what I'm saying, like, just, you know, just mourn the death of Nolan, to how he wasn't able to walk away from whatever it is that happened to him.
Right.
But that's where the importance of praying over your kids and praying over your family, you know what I'm saying, is important. And that's
and knowing who your friends are being in contact with.
Absolutely.
And understanding, like, if I'm allowing my kid to go out with you, like, I need him to come back.
Yeah.
You know, because there was a point in time when I first came home from my extended stay, Tay, his parents, they was like, oh, you going with him? He can go if you going. Because they know my intentions. Your son going to make it home before I do.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure, but that's what I always took. So anytime that we went out, Tay and them parents, they was like, oh, no, you going, big bro? Oh, yeah, for sure. You can go with him.
Right.
Because it's the responsibility, not saying that I'm the responsible person, I am. But at the same time, I'm going to put my life before their child to make sure, because that was the thing. You know, you're going out, and I see what type of people that you're going with, like, nah, you can't go with them, because I know they reckless.
No, I get that too.
Then you got to understand what type of environment, and know your kids, and know the company that they keep, and, you know, what curiosity drugs are they playing with?
So, my bad. Let me just jump in here real quick. First of all, let me just say, the time of us watching this clip, there has been no decision or anything determined on what happened to this young man.
Mm-hmm.
The whole purpose of this segment right here is just saying, like, listen, I know we went hard on our own people last time because of what happened in the video that we saw was a black on black crime. At this moment, we don't know if the white children that he was with killed him or not.
Right.
We don't know what happened.
Everything is speculation.
Everything is speculation. I think the purpose right now is just speak on is be aware of your surrounding and be aware of who you're hanging out with.
Right.
But also, if it turns out that these white boys did something to him, we can't get madder at this than we did for the last boy.
Right. Because
with the Jaden Pierre, that story got swept underneath the news.
All right.
We probably one of the few people that reported on it. This
Right.
story right now is getting national headlines.
Is it because his parents got money or where they stay at?
No, what it is if it's a narrative.
Mm.
And that's what I want to that was what the frustration was last time. We get so mad when somebody else does something to us.
Mhm.
We were ready to tear up every Asian and boycott every Asian when Chow killed the young man that he killed in North Carolina.
Right.
And I feel like we can't get that mad about that, but then stay quiet about Chicago.
Right.
Stay quiet about anything that happens in LA or any other place.
Or even
And
all
that-
the
and
young
that's
men that got killed.
And that's where the culture can sometimes versus the Christianity.
Mm.
Because we're ready to go ahead and throw, if it's somebody of another race, we're ready to throw that whole race out.
Mhm.
We're ready to throw that, all them people out. But then when we do it, we kind of, it happens.
We just like that.
We kind of, it kind of happens. We
Right.
embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that can be a problem. I'm not giving anybody a pass. There's
Right.
plenty of black people, used to call them strange fruit, right?
Mhm.
There's plenty of that that's happened in the South. There's plenty of that has happened even in recent years.
Mhm.
On Juneteenth, there was a 26-year-old black girl who was found swinging in a tree. That story didn't get reported on either,
Mm.
right? But here's the thing. It's like this. If you go to the jungle, you're going to see all the giraffes with the giraffes.
Right.
You're going to see all the elephants with the elephants. You're going to see all the lions with the lions, right? Because they're safe in their own community.
Yes, sir.
And until we can become safe in our own community, we're going to always have zebras going to hang out with the lions.
Right.
But then we're going to say, oh, man, you ain't no real zebra
Mm.
because you hanging out with them lions. You hanging out with the enemies. But they not attacking them. They felt safer over there. Why did they feel safer over there? Because we didn't make them feel safe enough here.
Mhm.
And until we start making people feel safe enough, because there's a reason that Nolan might have been hanging out with non-black people.
Right.
Not that he couldn't. Now, mind you, he does have two best friends that were both black.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we get a little more comfortable and a little more safe
Right.
when we get it from amongst our own people.
Mm-hmm.
We're driving certain people to that. People got self-hate and self-hurt because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's from we expect the expectation. We expect people to do only something God can really do, and we look for man to correct our fault at times when it comes to certain things. I know even for me, I expect someone to do certain things or act a certain way accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
But then, how can I expect that from you when you're human? I'm putting too much expectation on you, and I know you're gonna fail it.
What are you talking about from a standpoint of?
From a standpoint of, as far as okay, that young boy, they went out,
Mm-hmm.
and the parents probably expected more from the authorities to do their job.
Well, the investigation is still open, so we have to be very cautious with what we say right now.
Yeah.
Because it's still an open investigation. By the time this airs, it could be a whole different story.
True.
Now, if it comes out that he did really leave with a girl and that girl set him up, then those voices that we're talking about are now vindicated.
Mm.
So we got to be careful with that. But what I'm saying is we can't be biased when it comes to our
race,
anger.
yeah.
Our anger, because we didn't boycott black businesses when we found out that Jaden Pierre was killed.
Mm.
Right.
But like I said, our culture is the most copied culture as far as the black culture. Everybody want to be black until you get pulled over by the police. Then whatever. Am I lying? Because you see people walk around sagging.
Mm-hmm.
You catch other races using the N-word, which whatever, that don't bother me. That's just one of them things. It's the culture.
So with our culture, let's just say this right now. We are not anti-black. We love black people.
Yeah.
We love you so much that we're telling you the truth. And the fact of the matter is, if you live on a home that has a HOA, and your neighbors are complaining about how the yard's looking or complaining about the outside of the house and all that, you agreed to live in this HOA. And if we decide that we're not going to do what we need to make sure that this house and the structure is foundationally sound, and it starts to crumble, and we get mad for other people telling us that our house is crumbling,
Right.
whose fault is it? Is it their fault for pointing it out, or is it our fault for not wanting to change it?
Accountability.
I think that how those are all valid points, but I still think that how for me, a lot of a lot of people just, I don't know, man. I think that how the things that how we go through, saying,
Facts.
the things that how we go through as black men. I'm not saying that how it's more than anybody else, or I can't speak to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can only speak to myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like my head is on a swivel every time I leave my door. I'm saying, like, it don't matter where I live.
Yeah.
It don't matter if I live in
Facts.
a white neighborhood, a black neighborhood. It's always on the swivel. I'm saying,
Why is it on the swivel?
But when it's because, you know what I'm saying?
Society
like,
we live
society.
in, bro. That's
You know,
like I say,
got-
I'd rather get caught with it than without it.
Bro, like I live in a city that's predominantly white, right? I'm saying, and I see the white boys walking around here with their KKK, you know what I'm saying, swastikas on their heads. You know what I'm saying, they don't say nothing. I'm saying they see me at the gas station, they keep it pushing.
And that's that's a toxic part of their culture.
That is.
And
You
when
know
I
what I'm
see when I see people in their culture call it out, that's a good thing.
You know, and that's where it starts. It's what we did on our last episode, you know,
we called it out.
identifying, you know what I'm saying, the things that we need to get better at as a race, you know what I'm saying, as a culture, as you know what I'm saying, those are things that how, you know what I mean, like everyone, the world needs to get better at.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know what I'm saying, culture versus Christ is important because, you can't allow your race or your beliefs as far as your culture goes to dictate how you act as a Christian.
You know what? I'm just going to dictate the fact that we at the end of the show. I don't mean no harm.
Right.
This was a great episode. Once again, I'm Brandon.
I'm Sharon.
And I am Zane. Salute.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. Shout out God Made for the hat and the shirt.
That's right.